So it's Wednesday, April 17th. This is day 25. So yesterday, late afternoon, you kind of drop out of these trees. There's the Laughing Heart Hostel, which I stayed in, which is very nice. Some people just camped out in their garden. This is Hot Springs. So the trail literally just crosses the road and goes down these steps right here. Yeah, quite steep. I'll show you the town in a second. So the AT literally runs into the town. These things are all along the sidewalks, footpaths I should say. I'm becoming Americanized. It's quite a pleasant place. I think there's a clue as to where I'm going, back into the hills. It's all kind of nice and clean. This is Hot Springs, North Carolina. It's not a bad little town. Kind of cute. Full of rednecks. Just a little bit of train horn for Roy. Sign at the end of this train. This is just the bridge out of Hot Springs. Beautiful little town. So this is just a riverbank walk again, still leaving Hot Springs. Kind of impressed, friendly little community. It's just a nice little view back at Hot Springs. What a beautiful place. So I'm just dragging my arse back to high elevation. I've got a belly full of pancakes and bacon and orange juice and coffee and all those fat arse things. So just taking my time. I'm in no hurry. So one of the dangers on the Appalachian Trail, apart from bears, snakes, ticks, etc. Hogs. There's diseases. The Appalachian Trail amongst the hiking community is famous for a few in particular. E. coli, Giardia, the norovirus, etc. And lo and behold, there's been an outbreak of norovirus. So my friend, Special Brew, has been really sick for the last few days. She's still sort of hiking. Caught up with us again in Hot Springs last night. I was kind of amazed. But she's suffering again this morning, and I think she's going to get herself to a clinic of some sort. So the norovirus is waterborne, and it's basically like a stomach bug. So the general word is that a day hiker who had the norovirus was ill at a water source and actually threw up beside a water source. Now, you might think that that's better than throwing up into the water source, but in a sense it isn't. This is my assumption on this. If someone throws up directly into the water source, it's going to get very quickly washed away, and it'll run downstream and out of the mountains very quickly. But if, with the best of intentions, they avoid the water itself and they throw up beside a water source, what happens is you get a very slow leaching through the soil and the rock, and you get a very gradual feed of the infected vomit, I guess, into that water source. So you can end up having that water source infected for quite a few days, if not weeks. And quite a few hikers have succumbed. There were another one or two at the hostel last night, so I'm staying the hell away from people for the next few days. What you're supposed to do, because the Sawyer squeeze filter is a particulate filter, so it only removes physical things that are sort of floating in the water, and certain viruses and pathogens can actually go straight through it. So what they recommend is a 1 minute rolling boil or a chemical treatment. So I have the chemical treatment with me. I've had it from the start. So I'm on a 5-day stretch with no resupply, so I have enough chemical to treat my cold drinking water that way. And then for my hot drinks and for cooking, I will put it through the Sawyer squeeze for what it's worth. Oops. And I will do the 1 minute rolling boil as well, and just try to minimize all of that. So hopefully it fizzles out. Unfortunately, the hiking community tends to carry these things, on up the trail. So I'm going to do my damnedest to have no contact with people over the next few days, because I don't want to be set back by that kind of crap. So there you go. Here's the happy news for today. Catch you later. This is an unusual spot. Oh, nice. It's kind of interesting. It sort of struck me today that I'm really walking into springtime. The trees are much greener. They're all coming into leaf. And obviously I'm heading north. The hills are a little less severe looking, which is a great thing. So they're a bit more kind of rolling. It was still quite steep getting up here today, but now that I'm up here, the hills just look more, I don't know, gentle. It's all kind of nice. There are a lot more flowers on the ground. I'll take a few snaps. Lots more butterflies around and frogs and crickets and things. So I'll find some nice flowers. Good morning, Ireland. It is April 18th. This is day 26 and I'm about an hour and a quarter into my day. Forecast today is pretty good. There's a weather warning for tomorrow and the day after with possibly some heavy rain and high winds, so I will probably be using shelters for the next couple of nights. So that's that. I'm planning another biggish day today. I want to get to about just over 17 miles. Yesterday was 16.7. I managed to find a little haven of a place called Hemlock Hollow, which is basically a little bunkhouse place with a resupply store, so that was really nice. I thought I was going to be sort of in the wilds for 5 days, but that was a really nice place to find. It was 0.7 off the trail, so a little bit of a walk to it and from it this morning, but glad I found it. Quick little question, and maybe two. There's a bit of an overlap I've noticed, so I don't often get Wi-Fi coverage, and that's what I need in order to upload videos. So I have probably answered 1 or 2 questions already that I've only recently seen again cropping up from other people, because they would have been unaware that, you know, the question had already been asked. So Martin and Martina, hi, thanks for paying attention. It's nice to get the contact. So there was a mention there of calories, which I'll quickly summarize. I did mention it before. So the estimate is 6,000 per day, but I reckon I'm consuming 3,000 to 4,000. It's increasing. My appetite is improving each day. I have lost something like at least 15 pounds. So I'm trying to slow that down. That was always going to happen, but that's that. Another slightly funny one, someone was asking, I think it was Martina, possibly Martin, how I'm keeping my beard all trim. The answer is, well, I'm not really. It doesn't really get scruffy. It gets bigger, I guess, and bushier, but it tends to grow straight. I suppose I would have nipped out a couple of erratic hairs every now and then, but yeah. The only bit that bothers me is the moustache. I don't like it when it grows down into my lip. So I've been trying to keep that trimmed with my Swiss Army knife. But thanks for noticing. It's kind of a funny one. So there you go. And I normally shave my neck. It's gone a bit scruffy, but I can see myself visiting a barber shop in a not too distant future. There you go. Haven't really looked at it, no, come to think of it. So that's that. Okay, I'll catch you later. Bye. So we've been getting some passing hikers giving us some pretty severe weather warnings. So I just planned with a guy I've been hiking with the last couple of hours, Nate. What we're going to do is get to a shelter, which is probably about another 10 miles on, which is what I was aiming at today anyway. A place called Flint Mountain Shelter. And then the worst of the weather is supposed to hit sort of mid-morning tomorrow, 10-ish. So we're gonna hit the trail early, probably 6-ish or something, because if we can get 9 or 10 miles out of there, there's a gap where there's kind of a hostelry place, Mother Mary's or Mad Mary's or something, where they'll pick you up, and we can spend the really ride out the bad storm there. I don't know how bad it's supposed to be, but everyone seems a bit freaked out about it. There's people talking about tornado watches and all this kind of stuff. But then we'll heed the warning and get to shelter. So we have about, I don't know, 22 hours, 21, 22 hours to do all that before the really bad stuff hits. So with that in mind, I'll say goodbye for a while, catch you later, and do some hiking. Just emerged from these bushes, the first decent view I've had in a while. It's pretty nice. So I'm on one of these crazy kind of ridge lines. It's an extra fun when it's as windy as this. Hopefully you can hear me. I'll put my phone away, catch you later. Flat land. Well, flat-ish land. Nice. says, "Stay strong, through hikers. A hard day on trail beats a good day down there. Hillbilly." March 12th. Don't know whether that's 2017 or 2019. Well done, Hillbilly. Any true word. This is a nice trail section. I've just come down there and gotta go up there. Don't know what's on the other side of that, but we'll see in a minute. So guess where I am, folks? Another milestone. Ta-da! 300 miles. Length of Ireland. Woohoo! Moving on up. So good morning. Today is Saturday, April 20th. That makes this day 28. So yesterday was pretty rough. Basically didn't take my phone out because it was hammering rain all day. There was thunder and lightning. Had to restrict my distance down to 11 miles to get to a place called, I think it was called Tom's Gap or something like that. And then I stayed, I got a shuttle into a hostel called Mother Marian's, which was reasonably pleasant, quite a small place. It's basically in an old couple's basement. So Nate, the guy I've been walking with through yesterday and a bit of the previous day, has come down with something over the last couple of days. I think he drank some dodgy water from a bad stream. I mean, he filtered it, but I think it needed a bit more than that. But there's an example of, you know, why you need to restrict your contact with people and what have you. So he's taking a lift into Irwin to go to a clinic. So I'm back on the trail. I'm going to try and do 17 today. I say try because this cold is driving me mad. It's sort of sapping my energy a bit. So I'll certainly need a lot of the day to do that, especially as we didn't really get walking till something like 9:45 this morning with waiting for the lift and all that kind of stuff. So apart from that, it was fine. Everything was sort of wet yesterday, so it was good to get somewhere where I could dry it out. Yeah, that's it really. Hopefully everyone's okay. I'm struggling to get the videos uploaded. I've made 2 very long attempts to get the last one up. Now tonight there'll be another one waiting, but they're both in the queue, so probably it's early for me to say it, but it'll probably be late for you to hear it. But hopefully everybody has a happy Easter. Don't eat too much chocolate. I'll be doing my best to eat too much chocolate, but you guys shouldn't. You all know why. So have a good one, have a nice weekend. This is a nice little area. It's interesting, the tops of the mountains we come up to in this area are like this. This is actually the top of a mountain. Weird, isn't it? It's like a park. It's nice though. Nice change. Okay, catch you later.